There are four categories of people on earth. One, you know you are not living, and people know you are not living. The second category, you know you are not living, but people think that you are living. The third category, you think you are living, but people know you are not living. And the fourth category, you know you are living, and people know that you are living. You want to find out whether you belong to any of those categories, then you need to hang on. Hello Impact Maker, I welcome you to today's broadcast of Life Transitions Today, where I share tips and tactics to help you manage the in-betweens of life. There are 6 basic steps for one to truly exist, and one of the key vital steps to existence is awareness. Awareness is that point when you come to a state that you know that you are actually living. For you to say you are truly aware of yourself and that you are truly living, you must be aware of your who, your why, your was, your wiring, your world, your wants, your worth, your ways, and of course your worship. Today, I'm going to zoom in on your wiring. I'll be taking each of these steps in subsequent episodes. Your wiring has to do with how you think, how you process thoughts, and what things mean to you. It's about your stories, your scripts, the scenarios of your life, and of course the significant events in your life. The different scripts in life is just like genres of movies. So for some people, life is an action. For some people, life is romance. For some other people, I'll be talking about scripting some other time. So let me not move too deep into that. So today, I will just talk about the stories. Stories can be told and untold. Your told stories are those ones that either you are telling, that you're talking about, and your untold stories are the stories that are there, but you, whether deliberately or not deliberately, you are just not talking about them. The stories can also be private or public. We have 4 types of stories, right? There are told private stories, there are told public stories, there are untold private stories, and there are untold public stories. Your told private stories basically constitute your beliefs, because these are the things that you are telling yourself. You are telling yourself whether you are good or you are not good, whether you are successful or you are not successful, whether you are appreciated or you are not appreciated, whether you are wanted or you are not wanted. These are stories that you tell yourself. Those are the things that determine your beliefs. There are also your told public stories, which are the stories that you tell people either in one-on-one conversations or that you share on social media. With social media now, you can share your story. Your told public stories basically form people's perception about you. Yes, because that is what you are telling them. Whether you are saying it consciously or unconsciously to people, whatever you are saying determine how people will perceive you, will determine what people will think about you, will determine the kind of value they will place on you. There are also untold private stories. These are your denials. There are some events happening in your life, but then you just choose to deny them, like this doesn't exist. Okay, they are there, but you deliberately choose not to talk about those things. And even when you are confronted with the reality of those thoughts, you simply shrug it off like this is nothing. You were denying it. Eventually, your untold private stories will become untold public stories, because those things will eventually catch up with you and people would get to know about them. Let me use this recent example of this Instagram billionaire, okay, Hush Puppy. All right. I'm very sure that there are some stories he deliberately would not want to talk about. So he hides those things thinking this will never happen. Of course, you will never think that something like that would happen, but eventually it did. So what does this tell us? Your untold private stories, the things you are denying right now, they could be your struggles, they could be your challenges, they could be the fact that you know that something is right or something is wrong, but you choose not to talk about it. For example, you are in a relationship with someone and you are telling yourself that there is nothing wrong, or you choose to just become blind to all of those red flags. It's a matter of time. Those things would eventually play out in public. So the stories you tell yourself determine your mental wellness and the direction of your life. The question then is, how can I change my stories? Because stories are powerful. The story you are telling yourself, like I said, determines your mental wellness and the direction they are charting the course of your life. So, if you want to change your stories, let me share with you 3 things you must do. Of course, it is not exhaustive, but it is just the beginning. The first thing is for you to become aware of those stories. What stories am I telling myself? Whether you are playing it in your mind or you are saying it out to yourself, just catch yourself in the midst of it and say, okay, this is the story I am telling myself. Then the next thing is classify those stories. Catch yourself telling the stories, classify the stories. Is it empowering or disempowering? Empowering stories are stories that are creating the kind of future that you want to see in your life. For every action, there are supposed to be reactions or results. So you want to ask yourself, this story, is it empowering or disempowering? If you are telling yourself a story that is disempowering, that means that you probably would not like the outcome of that story. So you want to move to stories that talk about the things that you really want. So you classify them. If it's a story that is not talking about your future, about the kind of things that you truly desire, then you want to stop those stories. So you catch it and you say, no, I'm not thinking about this. Of course, that means you're going to replace those stories with something that empowers you. And the third thing you should do is create new experiences for yourself. Go to new places, meet new people. As you create new experiences, you now have new references, because stories basically are references from your past experiences. You want to now create new stories for yourself, which will now be the things you are now telling yourself again and again and again, and until your new stories replace your old stories and, of course, give you the kind of result that you want. This is not exhaustive. In the next episode, I'll be talking about scripting, how you have been scripted. Many people don't even know that they have been scripted. And the thoughts I'll be sharing in a couple of weeks now, they are from a framework that I call the 4E of transition. Many people don't even exist. They are just here on earth. Okay, so I'm giving an offer to someone who says, DAB, why don't you help me to come out of that place where I can tell myself that I am truly living and people know that I am living. I want to stop faking it. I want to live a real life. I'm going to drop a link in the description. All you need to do is to just click the link and drop your details, and let us take it further from there. This is going to be a free consultation for the first 5 people. Of course, you don't want another person to take your slot, so click the link right now. Till meet again in the next episode, keep grinding, keep winning, and keep bringing in the laurels. I believe in you. Bye for now.